The Board of Directors meeting for Friday, September 14th, 2018. And as Mr. Bailey takes his position, we will ask Coronado Mayor Richard Bailey to lead us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. And I'd like to call on Councilmember Lori Zapp to give us a update on the Audit Committee.
Fantastic. We're actually meeting this afternoon. Thank you, Chair Sanat. We're going to be going over the next steps regarding recruitment of our performance auditor. And I'd like to share just a few updates. Last month, each of you and 3,700 regional stakeholders, Sandag management, staff, everybody was invited to provide some feedback on which was a draft position description prepared for the auditor role. We received just a handful, but those indicated that this description was thorough and accurate. So based on that feedback, the executive search firm has prepared a recruitment brochure that will be used to advertise the position. And this afternoon, we'll be discussing that and providing comments on the brochure language. So the job opening actually will be posted next week. And as part of the outreach efforts, the executive recruiter will not just advertise it, but will be reaching out and personally contacting potential candidates, letting them know about the opportunity. So the goal is to conduct interviews in November and recommend a finalist to the board for consideration in early December. That's the goal. So the chair and I will continue to provide updates on the recruitment in coming months. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I would also like to take this opportunity to recognize the outstanding work of the SR-76 East Segment project team. They recently won 2 awards for the project. As you all know, the project widened and realigned SR-76 to a 4-lane highway, clearing up one of North County's worst bottlenecks and making the area a lot safer. There's cheering in the audience. The project also upgraded the SR-76 I-15 interchange and expanded the park and ride. Sandag worked with Caltrans on the project. It delivered on a promise made to the community many years ago. The project recently won a Project of the Year award from the American Public Works Association San Diego chapter. It also won the 2018 Best Projects Award of Merit from Engineering News Record. We have some of our team members here today. Where is Alan? You can introduce your team members, and we will present them with this award.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, good morning. I've got a great team here represented by Dave Cortez. Dave Cortez was the construction manager on the project. That project very smooth construction. Mohammed Khatib, he was the design manager who put it together. Bruce April, environmental manager. This project has several endangered species, over 30 acres of wetlands? Yep. This project would not have worked without the region's EMP program. So thank you. Anybody I'm missing? Where's Keith Greer?
Kim Smith.
Kim Smith for Keith.
And
I'm sorry. And the communication team. So thank them. They're the brains in the operation.
Okay, I'd like to stand in front of the group and present this award. Congratulations. Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. I'd also like to mention we have some good news to report. Sandag recently received a perfect score on our Federal Transit Administration triennial audit. That means the FTA found that we have 0 deficiencies in all 20 areas of review, including financial management, legal requirements, ADA compliance, public participation, equal employment opportunities, and safety. The audit noted dozens of successful projects, such as the Oceanside Transit Center improvements, progress on the Mid-Coast Trolley, and construction of the South Bay Rapid. This is a great reflection on the quality of work performed by our Sandag staff and employees and the high standards of our agency that we maintain. And I want to congratulate everybody for doing that and give them a round of applause for doing it. Okay, there are a couple of letters in front of you regarding the lagoon. I think you will have read those. I want to recognize that those were received. And I'll turn to public speakers. We have 3, and I'll start with Andrew Wise, followed by Kevin Worsing. So, Andrew, are you here?
I am. There's 3 of us to speak on this topic, and it might be most effective if the first person to speak were Debbie Knight, but I'm pleased to speak to start, if you wish.
Go right ahead.
All right. I'm Andy Weiss. I'm a resident of University City. I'm a member of the community UCPG up there, Community Planning Board. Chair of the History Department also at San Diego State, but I'm here as a citizen and as an individual. I wanted to speak about the CP Rose project, which is a failed restoration project in Rose Canyon, the Sandag MCTC project that Debbie Knight will describe further. I think that this project is a perfect example of why so many people voted against additional funding for Sandag last year. It is an emblem of secretive planning, of deceptive noticing, of lack of effective environmental review in advance, poor oversight of contractors, environmental and community impacts as an afterthought, and lack of accountability to taxpayers and citizens. The CP Rose project took a section of native habitat adjacent to MHPA, formerly home to endangered species. The California gnatcatcher was there in a biological survey several years ago, and it turned it into a barren wasteland. 20 months on into the restoration of this project, it remains a barren wasteland, and we need to have a better follow-up by Sandag to restore this site. All of this, I think, was totally preventable. It can be remedied by prompt action and the application of best management practices in restoration, in particular planting native vegetation 3 feet on center and timely watering of that vegetation out of season. Many of us hope that new management will mean a new direction in Sandag. We're very hopeful about the direction of this board and supportive of the many good works that you do. I hope that this will be one more example of that. I hope you'll take remediating action on the CP Rose project. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll take Deborah Knight. Is Deborah here? And followed by Kevin.
Hi, Deborah Knight. I'm the Executive Director of Friends of Rose Canyon. So you have a handout right in front of you. It's a PowerPoint that I guess I didn't get in on time. So this is planting 3 feet on center. I'm here today about this failed revegetation project in Rose Canyon, funded by Sandag, built by MCTC. I ask that you direct someone at Sandag to take over this revegetation project and ensure that plants are planted 3 feet on center on this entire site this fall and winter, and then obviously take care of it. To date, my efforts to frequent communications with Sandag have brought no improvement in this project. You will see next slide. This is called CP Rose. This is the handout Sandag gave to the community. It has 2 little teeny yellow lines on the railroad tracks to build crossovers between the north and southbound tracks. This is the handout we got. Actually, the project involved massive grading of most of the land on the north side of the tracks there, and great degradation of Rose Canyon. It was funded by Sandag, built by MCTC. This is now part of the face of MCTC and Sandag to our community. The next one is a very nice looking restoration site, revegetation. This was City of San Diego. This was planted 3 feet on center. This is what it looks like at 15 months. They met their 5-year criteria in 15 months. Now I'm going to take you on a tour of CP Rose revegetation at 20 months. Okay, the next slide, the next page. I'm taking you on a tour. These are not all the same site. This is like a tour over what the site looks like now. You can keep going and keep going. That's what it looks like. Then we get to the slide where something's been planted. That was the City of San Diego site, planted 3 feet on center. 15 months later, it looked like that. So I am urging you now to take action. Friends of Rose Canyon, this is along a public trail. Friends of Rose Canyon will continue to document the planting, the watering, the invasives removal, and what this project looks like. I hope to be back in 3 to 6 months, having it look quite different, well planted, and whatever. Thank you very much.
Thank you for putting this together. We appreciate it. Kevin Wersing.
Good morning and thank you. I'm here to support Andy and Debbie and to tell you this is a great opportunity for Sandag's staff, Sandag's board and Sandag's staff to engage with the community. It's not going to be a big dollar expenditure to go 3 feet to center in this area. But it's a great opportunity to kind of recover a relationship with the community. I encourage you to direct staff to engage with Friends of Rose Canyon and solve this easy problem, which, in addition to, taking a chunk of the canyon out, has damaged credibility. And it is just like Andy has said, when people ask Friends of Rose Canyon, hey, what happened there? You'd rather have her saying, oh, Sandag came and fixed it, rather than what she'd tell you today, and rather what she would tell other members of Friends of Rose Canyon, because people are asking about what's happening to their canyon. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I have no other items on public.
Joe would like to speak.
Oh, Joe, go right ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll just take a moment. I wanted to thank the Sandag staff, MTS, North County Transit District, for some assistance that we received from them over the past year. As most of you know, we're doing a major redevelopment project downtown, and we're going from a property where we had over 1,200 free parking spots for our staff to one now that is significantly restricted and most of the parking is gone. Major transition for our staff, and so we've been working it for a year. Sandag staff, and in particular Patty Telemontes, came for multiple open houses, did carpool events, carpool matching events, Sandag transit options, MTS came, North County Transit came, had multiple events and venues, and through that process we have over 200 of our employees that are in carpools and close to 300 people that are now on transit. The system's been working since 1 August very successful. So it really is a a professional job that they do and an amazing capability that Sandag provides to us, and we wanted to say thank you for that.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the comments. Mayor Blakespear, thank you.
Yes, I just wanted to ask if staff has anything they'd like to say in response to the public comments about Rose Canyon and our plans there.
We do. John Haggerty's here.
Good morning, John Haggerty. I'm the director of Rail for Sandag. The Rose Canyon CP Rose area has been replanted in accordance with all the requirements of the Fish and Wildlife Service. We've also added planting at the request of the Friends of Rose Canyon. Right now, it is still in year 2 of a 5-year restoration period.
So it seemed problematic to me, the pictures that we were shown, so hopefully we can improve our watering and work with the community. It seemed like those were reasonable requests. So
although this is intended to be eventually a non-irrigated area, so with the drought, the plants out there right now are more or less in a dormant dry phase, and so we'll see how things go, but we've continued to work with and replant at the request of the Friends of Rose Canyon. We've been out there with them and the state and U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service.
Okay, I'll just say I think we could do a little better, so whatever we've been doing, maybe we could try to do a little better.
We'll go ahead and take a look again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Go right ahead, Chuck.
I just want to comment on native landscaping. I have done 4 or 5 native landscaping yards. They require water at least the first year and a half. They have to all be sprinklered or something. They can't just be stuck in the ground and expect to survive on rainwater. That doesn't work. So you will get, no matter how many times you plant, you will get that brown effect where it just looks like dirt and dead weeds because that's all you get. So it's going to have to be irrigated. There is no way to establish native landscaping in this area without sprinklering or some kind of appropriate watering. So firsthand experience. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I will close the public comments and member comments at this point. Item number 1. Let me just review the agenda, and we're going to make a little bit of a change. We would like to go directly to the consent calendar first, and then into reports, items 4 or 5 and 6, and then at the closer to the 11 o'clock hour, we will then move to items 2 and 3, the closed session and then the open session, with the desire that we will be done around 12 o'clock, and we hope that that will work with everybody, and we're trying to coordinate various folks at that time. So we'll move into the consent calendar, which is item number 4, and this is a proposed program budget amendment. Does anybody want to hear this item? I know, but you could pull it off consent. Is there a motion to approve? Second. Supervisor Roberts and Mr. Morrison is a second. Are there any further discussion? If not, voting for number 4. Oceanside, can we?
Try number 2.
There we go. There we go. Thank you very much. That item is approved. Going into reports, item number 5 is the San Diego Forward, our 2019-2050 regional plan, the proposed timeline extension. And we'll turn it over to Muggs. Good morning.
Good morning. I know this is a very busy and exciting day, and I know it's because we're talking about the regional plan, right? Okay. Anyway. So I am here to talk about the regional plan, and we are proposing a timeline extension. So I want to talk about why we're proposing that and some of the considerations that go along with it. And as you see in your staff report for this item, there's two major reasons why we're proposing a change to the schedule. The first one relates to our plan of excellence and a lot of the work that we've been doing to assure the quality and the integrity of our data. There's a lot of work that goes on in developing the scenarios, which is the key part of the process we're in right now. We're developing exactly what the plan is going to contain within it, and all of the analysis that we do to not only create the scenarios that we're going to bring forward to you next month, but the models to evaluate them and to bring you performance data, frankly, is taking longer than we had anticipated. We've done additional activities. We were the last time we were before you on the regional plan was back in June when we had a discussion about the funding level that we should assume for the plan, something we haven't done in past plans before. And then the second reason for us proposing this today is really focused on the increased level of outreach that we're doing as part of this process. Attachment 1 in your report is just a very brief summary of the feedback we heard last spring when we went through outreach activities. And we have a variety of stakeholders that we're working with and we're hearing from. In particular, our community-based organizations, or we refer to as our CBOs, the dozen or so organizations that we're working with to help bring in voices into the process, that those CBOs gather as a working group regularly, and Mayor Bailey is the chair of that group. And what we've been, with the additional time that we're taking in putting together the scenarios, we've heard a lot of concerns that our schedule is getting compressed. It's getting to the point where we would bring the set of scenarios forward, discuss them, and then immediately go into trying to establish what the preferred network would be. And we think taking more time, as the chair put in the memo to all of you about this item, for a robust discussion of the scenarios is really important. We want to be sure that we get this right. So we're here today to talk about the proposal to add 4 to 6 months to the schedule for the regional plan, which would move the approval of the plan from the fall of 2019, which is what we've been pushing for, to the spring of 2020. So I'm going to put what you see on the screen here is the current schedule, the one we've been working towards, and I would just draw your attention to the final approval, which is out here in the early part of fiscal year 2020, which is right around October of 2019, about a year from now. And then what I'll do is I will take a click here, and this is the proposed revised schedule that we're proposing today. And really, where the schedule for the approval moves out into the spring of 2020, but what we really gain by doing this is back up here in developing and evaluating the transportation network scenarios. This is really the key step in the process that we're working on now. We need to do this because ultimately we have to select a preferred transportation network. We were shooting to do that before the end of the year. And you need a preferred transportation network in order to do the environmental document or the CEQA work that we have to do on our plan. You can't do that on a range of scenario alternatives. You have to decide on a preferred, so you can do your technical studies, which take several months. You have to review and quality do the quality assurance on those studies, including legal review. Then you have to write the draft environmental document. You've got to circulate it, respond to comments, and so forth. The EIR process takes the better part of a year to get done, and it's very hard to compress any part of the EIR process. So with this schedule change, what would happen is we would bring the scenarios forward at your board policy meeting in October, on October 12th, in kind of a workshop format. We would have that robust discussion with this board. We would also take it to our policy advisory committees, working groups, to the public, to the various stakeholders that are interested, and then come back in December with revisions based on what we heard. We know we're not going to get it right on the first shot, and then we want to be able to have that discussion, get more feedback, and then propose to come back with a proposed preferred network for your decision in the early part of next year, and then move on with the environmental activities after that. So you might think, okay, taking the right amount of time to do this right and to get the feedback from everybody, that makes sense. Let's go ahead and do it. But in the report, we wanted to talk about what we call key considerations. There are some issues that we wanted to make sure that we talked about in terms of what it means to go beyond the 4-year time frame that we've been working towards so far in the update process. So I'm going to go through those. There's 4 areas. The first one you see there is grant funding programs. This is kind of related to the state of California. A lot of the transportation funding opportunities now are competitive. And when you go for competitive dollars, one of the first requirements is that your project that you're seeking funds for is part of an approved regional plan or regional transportation plan. And so if we go beyond the 4 years, there may be some question about whether it's part of an approved regional plan. So we talk in the report about, okay, if this is a risk to us, how do we mitigate that? And what we're looking to do is to seek state legislation that would recognize that the current plan that we approved in 2015 would be relied upon until we go through the additional 4 or 6 months and get to a new update. We think this is a viable strategy because it's consistent with feedback we've gotten from our legislative delegation that taking the appropriate amount of time to go through the regional plan process is very important. The second one you see there, the federal air quality conformity, when the board approves a regional plan, it's immediately submitted to the Federal Highway Administration, and within 1 to 2 months, they approve that plan as well from the federal level, and they approve it for federal air quality conformity. It's something that every region needs to have. The federal process allows for, it's built into the process that if you go beyond the 4 years, you immediately go into a 12-month grace period. And what that grace period means is that you can continue on with the funding of your projects, but if you want to take any major programming actions, you can't do that during the grace period. You can move forward with administrative amendments and things that we often do, but you can't move forward with major programming actions. So how do we mitigate that? Although the federal process allows for 12 months, by minimizing the additional time to, say, 4 to 6 months, it gives us the ability to kind of scan the horizon as we're about to enter into the grace period for all projects in our region, whether they're major freeway, transit, or local street and road projects, and look for any major programming actions that need to be taken, get those done just before we go into the grace period. And then, because the time is minimized to only 4 or 6 months, by the time, if any new additional programming action is needed, we will be within just a few months of being able to do that. The last item we put in the report and that we have up there is the Regional Housing Needs Assessment, which, by the way, is the next item we're going to talk about this morning. And we wanted to make it clear that originally the RHNA was proposed to be approved at the same time as the regional plan in the October 2019 timeframe. We believe we are still going to hold to that schedule to approve the RHNA allocation, and that would allow all of your jurisdictions to have the full 18 months to update your housing elements that is allowed for by the State Housing and Community Development, HCD. So we wanted to make it clear that we can still bring the RHNA allocation forward and can be approved on that original timeline so that you'll all have the full 18 months. And so that's what we wanted to talk about this morning, and the reasons for why we're proposing to extend the schedule and some of the key considerations with that So with that, I will turn it back to the chair for any feedback or discussion.
Are there questions for clarifications or questions for Muggs on this particular proposal? I see Mr. Zito, San Marcos. Solana Beach.
Hey.
No, I want Solana Beach. Go ahead. Go ahead, David. San Marcos will come in a minute. David.
Thanks. Thanks, Muggs. I just questioned, I mean, this was presented in the staff report as being like a choice point, but looking at the timeline that you've laid out on the development of value transportation scenarios, that doesn't actually now start until it was previously slated to end, and that date's already passed, I believe. And so does that mean, is the green bar now reflecting where we're at? Because the blue bar, which was the original schedule, is we've already missed? That's the way I'm interpreting this.
Yeah, the blue bar was the schedule that we set out a number of months ago
right.
to achieve, and the green bars are what we're proposing with this revised schedule. And so
okay.
on the development of the network scenarios, that's the key.
Right. And so we're already behind there, right?
In a sense, yes.
Okay, we're behind. And the only other comment I would is it doesn't look like there's nothing here representing if the board were to say no, what the schedule would look like then.
Well, if the board were to say no, we could still meet the October 2019 schedule. But what it would mean is that we would bring forward the scenarios in October, and then we would immediately work to try to develop a preferred network by the end of the year and coming back a couple of months later. And we're just worried that that's going to really, that because that is such a critical time for the plan, it's really probably the major decision. Okay. We just felt like that was
I understand that. It's just I can't even tell what that would look like because it's just obviously everything from here on out gets compressed and
right.
there isn't a proposal. Okay, right. Thanks.
Mayor Desmond.
Well, along those same lines, so are we on the blue line or the green line or a combined blue line, green line for the schedule? Because if you're telling me you're going to bring the preliminary or the initial proposals in October,
right?
So that's the end of the blue line. But then you say we're going to, and then in December you're going to, I guess I'm confused. The same thing. You're going to develop and evaluate transportation network scenarios. So I guess we're going to have one picked by the end of the blue line or the end of the green line.
If we were to maintain the current schedule, we would probably, the blue lines would push a little. What we had already, originally we were looking to get the preferred network decision in the fall of this year, about October. We had already kind of pushed that to December, and we still felt like we could get the EIR done by October of 2019.
Saying you want to select the preferred network transportation system now is pushed out on the green line, which to me looks like that's under February 29 or January, March of 2019. Is that
right? It would be in the early part of next year. What we would be doing, the green bar here.
Which one? Okay.
This one here is what in October we're bringing the scenarios. We want to bring the revised scenarios back in December, which is right about here, and then in this area, in the first quarter of next year is when we would be proposing to select the preferred network. So then we could move forward with all of the environmental work that is the key there. Okay. If, in fact, we were to maintain the current schedule, what we would do is we would bring back and look to pull this preferred network decision back towards the end of this year, say December of this year. And we're concerned that if we try to pull that back into December, it's really going to curtail the ability to see.
So when are you going to bring the preliminary ones?
On October 12th.
And when do you want a final decision on that?
A final what we're seeking
select the preferred transportation network.
The selection of the preferred network would come probably in the first quarter of next year, say around February of next year.
Okay, whereas you had anticipated us doing that in December.
Correct.
Okay, so one of the things that I've seen, just being here, is systemic in this place, is the fact that we get pushed up against a box. You have to decide by this date. Otherwise, grants go away, other things go away. Do we have extra fudge time in there that might take another meeting or two to finally get to that selection? Because we may not, we got an election in between here. We've got some other things, moving parts. So I don't want to get pushed in a box. And I want to make sure that now we have the opportunity and we're adding so that we maybe have an extra meeting or two, because this is going to be a tough one to come up with.
Yeah, and I think the schedule we have here it allows for us to come back in December with revised scenarios and then come back in February or March of next year with a proposed preferred. So it adds those months so that you're not put into a box in order to make that key decision.
When is the drop dead date that we have to have one selected?
What under this under this scenario, it would be March of next year is what we would be pursuing in order to keep it to that 4 to 6 month extension.
So, but is that an absolute that we have to have it then in order, or otherwise other triggers go into place that we would lose out?
At this point, like I say, we believe that adding 4 to 6 months provide enough time for that additional debate and the robust discussion on these items.
I get that, but you're not answering my question.
Sorry.
So what we're talking about here is it'll give us some time right now to actually, so you can have more than one bite at the apple to chew on what you want your preferred network to be.
Okay. Right.
We're planning on bringing your scenarios for discussion in October at your October board policy meeting.
Get that.
Your feedback, the community's feedback, we come back to you in either December or January.
Do we absolutely have to have a decision made? Otherwise?
You would have to, if the schedule were not changed, you'd have to absolutely have a decision made and done by the end of the year. This gives you a couple months of.
Okay.
When would the?
Is there anything in place that says, okay, if we don't have this decision made, that we're going to lose funding, we're not going to be competitive, or there's going to be opportunities lost if we don't have it done by March? I don't know what that might be, but I don't want to get backed up against a wall.
Mr. Chairman, look, can I just see if I can reframe Mayor Desmond's question? The question is, Muggs, are you aware of any major MPO that has missed the deadline, and if so, what's been the consequences?
There have been some regions that have gone into the grace period that I mentioned on the federal side. You have up to 12 months to be where your ability to program projects is limited, not eliminated, but limited. On the state side, as I said, we're looking to seek legislation to allow for this 4 to 6 month extension. So if we were to get the legislation for, say, a 4 to 6, let's just say a 6 months extension, that 6 month would be, in essence, if you're looking for a drop dead date, maybe that would be it, because after that, then the risk of potentially missing out on funding may become more of a reality.
I just want to make sure that we have enough time in between there that we just, to fully vet, I guess,
right,
all of the scenarios so we can come to a conclusion before being pushed up against a wall. All right, thanks.
Okay, Mayor Hall.
Just to go along with what Jim was saying, I appreciate you bringing this to us today, but for me, I think this decision should be made a month or two in advance. I would push forward on the old time frame just to see what that looks like, and if we get into, say, December and we're having a lot of, let's say, disagreement, we can extend it, but I'm just not comfortable starting to extend things right today, because what happens if we get into this thing further down the road and we say, oh, by the way, we need another extension? To me, I'd rather keep moving ahead as quick as we can on this. The other thing, when you talk about MPO, is that I-5?
Excuse me?
You were talking about major projects that might be affected by this. Is I-5 one of those projects?
I-5 is a major project, but it depends on the programming action you're seeking. And so right now we've taken most of the major programming actions on I-5 that will carry us forward for a number of years, and that would be part of the strategy as well. As we approach the grace period, we would be looking to see, is there any other programming decisions on projects like I-5 that'll be needed so we can get those done before we get into the grace period. And then
before we get into further comments, I'd like to take some public speakers on this item. We have 7 folks, starting with Kyle Rentschler, and followed by Sophie Wolfram. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning. My name's Kyle Rentschler, and I'm the conservation organizer with Sierra Club San Diego chapter. And I'm here today to support the staff's proposed timeline extension. We believe that without the extension, there would not be sufficient time for us, our allies, or the board to thoroughly review the upcoming scenarios and make the best possible determination for the people of San Diego County. Selecting the 2019 RTP is among the most important decisions facing the San Diego region, a region that has historically suffered from disproportionately high transportation-related pollution and inequity, and for which on-road transportation is the most significant source of GHG emissions. We need to be sure the 2019 RTP addresses these longstanding problems, while also thoroughly abiding by and aligning with state and local laws and plans, such as SB 375, AB 805, and every city's climate action plan. Rushing a plan out the door with a merely weeks-long review process may perpetuate these problems while also effectively eliminating the public's ability to have a say in the future of transportation in the region. For these reasons, we urge the board to vote in favor of a timeline extension. Thank you.
Thank you. Sophie Wolfram, followed by Vianney Ruvalcaba. Welcome.
Good morning. I'm Sophie Wolfram with Climate Action Campaign. We also support staff's request for an extension to allow for meaningful public review of the scenarios and to allow sufficient time for the board to consider the scenarios and seek revisions as needed. Sandag is developing this RTP at a time when nearly every city in the region has adopted or is currently developing a climate action plan. Many of those caps set mode share targets, specifying the percentage of commuters who will walk, bike, and take transit by a target year. San Diego's legally binding cap sets the most aggressive targets, calling for 25% of commuters to take transit by 2035. But Solana Beach also has a target of 10% mode share, transit mode share by 2035. Del Mar, 8%. San Marcos, 4% by 2030. And La Mesa's cap calls for mode share targets to be set by March of 2019. And Sanitas's cap calls for mode share targets to be set at the end of the development of their active transportation plan. For each of these cities to be able to meet those targets, it's impossible to overstate how crucial it is to have alignment between the RTP and the city's climate action plans. The cities and this body need to be steering in the same direction. And most of the cities I cited, of course, have new targets since the adoption of the 2015 RTP, so this is a new consideration. Also new is the explicit requirement in AB 805 to include transportation strategies in the RTP to reduce pollution exposure in overburdened communities based on Cal EnviroScreen, which directly conflicts with any plans to widen freeways near those communities. And finally, there's the requirement of a 19% greenhouse gas reduction by 2035 set by CARB in March of this year under SB 375, and the implementation of the RTP must help achieve that target. Significant increases in transit ridership will have to be part of that solution. Given all this, we anticipate that there will need to be a healthy amount of back and forth between the board and staff to make sure the RTP is aligned with local caps, reduces air pollution in EJ communities, and complies with SB 375 targets. And to make time for that to happen and for residents to have time to weigh in, we believe this extension is appropriate.
Thank you very much. Vianney Ruvalcaba, followed by Maria Cortez.
Good morning. Thank you to the board for your time and the staff for bringing forward this recommendation. My name is Vianney Ruvalcaba, and I'm Transportation and Planning Coordinator at City Heights CDC. And we are a place-based organization that has been committed to community-based outreach for the regional plan update process in City Heights. We're happy to express our support for the staff recommendation to extend the regional plan timeline by 4 to 6 months. It's imperative to provide enough time for meaningful community input to a plan that will have lasting and significant impacts on the built environment and transportation system at a local and regional scale. This timeline extension is important for the public at large because it allows for time for meaningful engagement, dialogue, and analysis of the network scenarios, arguably the most important part of the regional plan. The extension would allow for community-based outreach partners like the CDC to reach a larger share of our community and provide useful context on the regional plan update process in order for meaningful community input to take place. I'd like to thank the staff for proposing this extension, and I encourage the board to adopt the staff recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Maria Cortez, followed by Stephanie Benevento.
Hi, my name is Maria Cortez, and I'm a longtime resident of City Heights. I also am with the City Heights Development Corporation, and I too am in favor of the extension because, as you will see, bringing out the community is going to take some time. It's going to take a lot of work and a lot of effort with the nonprofit organizations to get together, to get the communities together, to also work along with Sandag. We would also like to thank you for having some of the workshops, but we need more workshops so that way the community can be involved. Those of us that ride transit, and there's a lot of us that ride transit, have no idea what is going on. They have no idea the impact that this will have if we do a rush situation. We don't need a rush situation. What we need is we need time to get everybody together so that way everybody can be on board. And we will make sure that the timeline and everything is met. And also by showing the community that you are representing us, that you are willing to work together with us in the community. Wow, what transparency. As now some of the community members are beginning to trust you guys because you guys are also doing more community outreach and more workshops, and that's what everybody likes. I, as a longtime rider, do enjoy riding the transit that we have now along with the center line. Other people also enjoy it. I hear them listening to it while I'm on that center line. Wow, this is really great. What used to take me several hours now only takes me about a half an hour. So reaching out to those transit riders in the workshops, we're gonna bring this together, and we're gonna make sure that this timeline is going on time. But I want them to also know that the things that we have to go through, that you guys have to go through to make sure that things do happen. And I'd like to thank Muggs and everybody involved making sure that this does happen. So please listen to what the community is saying. We want your support, and we support you for the timeline extension. Thank you.
Thank you. Stephanie Benvenuto, followed by Jack Shue.
Good morning. Stephanie Benvenuto here on behalf of the San Diego Regional Chamber of Commerce, representing 2,500 member businesses and about 300,000 regional jobs. We are supportive of the timeline extension. Our different members span a variety of industries. They have different needs, different plans for growth, and different levels of education about the future of the Sandag region and our mobility plans. For us to facilitate effective outreach to them, conduct that education, and get productive feedback is going to take time. So I can appreciate the tension between wanting to stay on the timeline available to you now, but we feel very strongly that the flexibility proposed today is going to be very helpful to us and helpful for us to be assisting and productive in this process. So thank you very much. We hope you'll support the timeline extension.
Thank you. Jack Shue, followed by Maya Rosas.
Good morning. Jack Shue with the Cleveland National Forest Foundation. Well, first, I want to say I want to support the timeline because whenever Mugstow or anyone on this staff at Sandag does something right, I want to come right out and say it. So this is something that we've been advocating. Actually, we advocated for a one-year extension, which is available from the feds. And certainly the state of California legislature have bestowed on Sandag all kinds of requirements. They should give you a break and give you a timeline extension. So legislatively, that should be done. But, you know, the extension should provide some other issues, some other things that we, the community, need, that you need to build the best kind of transportation system here in our region. It should deal with not only health impacts, but other impacts to the community, including economic impacts. It should include information about economic justice. Who's going to pay for these changes that we need to deal with in dealing with our environment? How are we going to deal with reducing VMT? How are we going to deal with changing the kind of systems we're dealing with? Not only with all the things that Sophie and Kyle and others have mentioned with regards to dealing with the environment and the requirements of all the cities, but God, we want a different and better system. Yesterday I spoke to the airport authority about redoing their airport plan. They put forward a plan that would have been okay 40 years ago. The current plan just doesn't deal with any of that issue. Sandag needs to work with other entities to come up with better goals and how to reach them. And lastly, yesterday there was a preliminary ruling in San Diego with regards to the county's planned general plan amendments, in which off-site mitigation. That is, greenhouse gas emissions could be reduced somewhere outside of San Diego County to justify developments that would produce huge amounts of greenhouse gas emissions. Well, I want to take that further into our region. Is it right that someone who pollutes a lot in one part of the county can continue to do that at the cost of someone else having to reduce more? And in this case, quite often, it is the poor, it is the communities that don't have much that are being asked to pay for and to reduce their pollution less so that our regional goals can be met. That's ethically and morally wrong, as well as who's going to pay for it. I think those who pollute more need to pollute much less. And those who are already doing their best, well, they need to reduce some, but they shouldn't be asked to do even more. That's an inequity and an economic justice issue that I hope we can address as well. So take this timeline extension, use it wisely. Let's get a better plan. Thank you.
Thank you. Our last speaker is Maya Rosas.
Good morning. Maya Rosas, Policy Director with Circulate San Diego. I wanted to give you a very brief refresher on what Circulate is recommending based on our letter that we sent to you all in April. We are asking for SANDAG to develop multiple unique transportation scenarios, including a constrained scenario that advances transit significantly with including amending Transnet and including a separate scenario that does not amend Transnet. This is a change to how scenarios have been developed in the past. And so I appreciate that SANDAG staff is willing to ask for more time so that these unique scenarios can be developed and reviewed by the community as well as yourselves. Once developed, I hope this extension will ensure that adequate time is given to not only receive community input, which is important, but ensure that whichever scenario that moves forward, combined or the original scenarios proposed, adequately supports each jurisdiction's climate action plans. As Muggs stated, though the risk to San Diego jurisdictions being able to receive state grant funding is very real, state legislation to cover the gap is not guaranteed, and so I would want to know what grant funding opportunities and how much San Diego could lose possibly would be at risk for those specific months without an updated RTP. However, if you maintain the original timeline, there is not sufficient time for community or board members to be able to make sure that we get this right, and I hope we get this right this year. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I've gotten one other speaker request. Barry Pollard, is he here? Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Barry Pollard. I manage a nonprofit in southeastern San Diego called the Urban Collaborative Project, and we also are part of the CBO team. So we've listened to the internal questions that are going to be surfacing. We've listened to outside community. This is what the CBOs are trying to do, and why it's very, very important to get an extension on the outreach program. As we start taking on these roles and going into the community, folks, we're bringing a very complicated process to a bunch of residents. What we're trying to do is hit those residents that normally don't come up, those 5 or 10% that are part of being activists. We want to hit a little bit deeper into the system. We want to actually hit the residents that actually drive the roads, drive Highway 94, Euclid, Market area. And so that's the market that we're trying to get. Part of getting those folks intimately involved requires a lot of education. Because believe it or not, there's not a whole lot of people that know what SANDAG does. There's a lot of people that don't know what MTS does. And there's a lot of people that especially don't know how they interact with one another. So we consistently spend time trying to separate what's an MTS issue versus what's a development services issue and what's a transportation issue. So our plan is to get to those folks that normally don't know this, and it takes time to educate folks because a lot of it's redundancy from one meeting to another. So we want quality out of this. We have a lot of new CBOs here that are struggling with it. So this is a very, very complicated process to talk to a grandmom who's watching their kids as she's stuck in traffic, dropping the kids off. So I notice I have a yellow light, so I don't want to get too much, but we're talking about transportation, you guys, we're talking about infrastructure, and we're talking about climate. And all of those things come hand in hand. And when you take these complicated topics that are very, very important to everybody, especially underserved communities, right? It's going to take some time. And we want to get a quality product so folks understand what this means and how it will impact them. So I personally am very appreciative that, Muggs, we're discussing this. And thank you all for approving the CBO process, because it is very, very, very important that we get this information to as many people as possible that aren't aligned with the CBO, right? Or that aren't aligned with a nonprofit that wants to get this going. We want to hit those folks in the neighborhoods. So please give it some consideration. I know you have internal things to work out, but I guarantee that if you extend it, you will get a much, much better, accurate, and better product. Okay?
Thank you
Thanks
very
for your
much.
time.
Appreciate it.
Sure. Thank you.
We'll close the public comment at this time and open it up for board discussion. Mayor Salas.
Thank you very much. I did have a few questions. Can you please explain to me what kind of mitigation actions we can take to minimize the risk that our state funding would be taken away?
Yeah, the main one there is where we're proposing to go for state legislation to acknowledge that the schedule is being extended and to allow us to continue to use the current plan as the basis for having one in place. And I think something was mentioned in terms of which funding projects or which funding opportunities might be at risk at this point, because we're talking about October of 2019. We're not necessarily aware of any at this point, but we just know they come at different times. So we will be constantly looking out ahead on the horizon to see if there are any funding opportunities that might fall in that window that we're talking about here.
Okay. Thank you. And I kind of understand, the concern of some board members that if we grant this extension, then, what's to preclude the staff coming back and asking for an additional extension. But on the other hand, I really believe that, granting a 4 to 6 month extension to be able to get better data, to make sure that we can come up with a regional plan that is not that is less likely to be challenged. I think that's very important too. So for those reasons, I think that the 4 to 6 month extension is not unreasonable. I really feel that Sacramento would prefer to have a plan that is a solid plan that meets the goals of our region, and that we have a delegation right now in San Diego that is quite powerful and that would be very likely very supportive of our request to extend the plan. So for that reason, I would be honored to make a motion to extend the timeline.
I'll second that. There's a motion from Mayor Salas and a second from Supervisor Roberts. Further discussion, Mr. Morrison.
And I agree with the extension, but at the same time I understand Mayor Desmond's comments, and I don't think we've had a comprehensive plan or a RTP that when we did get to the point to where we needed, we were up against the wall, as Mayor Desmond mentioned, that we had public groups come up and want another extension. And, they always need more time. So I think that what needs to be the realization here is that if we are to give an extension at this time, which I think it is more prudent to do it in advance instead of wait till the last minute and then do extensions, but this would be the extension. So you can't, when this is up, then all of a sudden ask for another one and saying, well, we need more time to, to rally our troops or whatever we need to do. The other thing is I would highly suggest that, we said 4 to 6 months. that we aim for the 4 months, if at all possible.
I can just respond to that by saying that's precisely, I probably should have mentioned that's precisely why we made it 4 to 6 months. We're shooting for the 4, for sure, and that's how we're aiming towards in the revision to this schedule.
Because as I heard in your comments earlier, I think that one area there about developing and evaluating the transportation network scenarios, I think is extremely, extremely important to make sure that this whole plan makes sense. And so if it takes time to do that, then we should give it.
Thank you.
President Cole.
Thank you. I just wanted to say that I do support the motion because I trust and support staff and their recommendation. I mean, because that's who, they work for us. They want to make sure that we have the best information possible. And then when you have the public coming to say, we want more input, we want to make sure that we're included in the conversation and that we know what you're doing, because that's who I serve. I don't know if you guys serve, but that's who I serve, are my constituents. And when they come on a Friday and give public testimony like they're doing, and say, we want more information, we want to be part of the conversation, we need to listen to our constituents. And so that's why I'm supporting this recommendation. Thank you, Max.
Mayor Bailey heads up our CBO process. Do you want to make a comment?
Yes, thank you, Chair. I'd like to first ask a question. Muggs, you mentioned this in your report. Can you remind me when will the network scenarios under the current schedule be available for the board?
We're bringing those to your board policy meeting on October 12th, and so that's when they will be presented to the board, and then we plan to vet those through the transportation and regional planning committees after that, along with working groups and the public.
And if the board moves today to grant the 4 to 6 month extension, would that October 12th date still hold?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Yes. I don't want to stick to an artificial deadline at the expense of community outreach and really at the potential expense of getting this right. However, I hear what Mayor Desmond is saying, that I don't want this board to be in a position where several months from now we have one meeting to make a very, very important decision because we have now put ourselves in a box where we're at a real hard deadline. So I think as long as the staff is committed to bringing back those scenarios so we can all have a look at them as of October 12th, I feel confident that the board will be able to take the appropriate action to avoid a really hard deadline. So I'd be supportive of the motion.
I'd like to make just one comment, and it kind of goes along the lines of what Mr. Morrison was saying, that I think if the board does approve this extension, we're doing this in partnership with the local communities to improve outreach. And it's a challenge for both of us to get as much input as we possibly can so that we get this right, get it correct. And so if this board approves this extension, there's an onus on our staff to meet the deadlines. But there's also a charge to our community-based organizations and everyone else to use the time to get as much outreach and get as much input as we possibly can, because I'm not sure we're going to be able to do any more extensions. This would be the extension that we can accommodate, but we really want to do it right this time. So any further discussion? There's a motion on the floor. Would you please, to approve the extension, would you please vote? Is Lori? There we go. Voting is closed, and that passes. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. That completes item number 5, and we'll move on to item number 6. This is the Regional Housing Needs Assessment. And Muggs stays where he is, and Seth joins him.
Right.
This is a serious issue.
Okay. Yes, we're here to discuss the regional housing needs assessment. And it's following up on the regional plan, and they're related, of course, in terms of we approved the RENA along with the regional plan. And so we're seeking input today, not necessarily asking for any particular action, but to seek input as we get started on the next phase of the regional housing needs assessment process, or RENA. In July of this year, we received the final RENA determination from the California Department of Housing and Community Development, HCD, and that determination calls for just over 171,000 units divided into 4 income categories over the approximately 8.5-year period, RENA period. So the next step in the RENA process is to develop the RENA plan. That's what's circled there on the screen. And this is the process by which we go about allocating that 171,000+ units to each of your individual jurisdictions. And then that in turn helps you prepare your housing elements. So the direction we're seeking today is on 2 questions. And your report kind of outlined what we're seeking today. And the first one is to really get feedback on the objectives and factors that you believe as board members are the most important when determining the distribution of housing units in the region. And then to talk a bit about what the role of the various players in the process, the board, our regional planning committee, our regional planning working group, which is a technical working group. Actually, we're missing the T in there. The TWIG, which is all of your planning directors, and the public. So how we're going to seek some feedback on how all of those different players should be engaged in the process. So our project manager, Seth Lichney, is here, and he's going to go through some of the specifics to help guide the discussion on these 2 questions.
Thank you, Muggs, and good morning, board members. The California Government Code requires the RENA plan to be consistent with the 4 objectives shown here on the screen. However, the law does not prioritize or give weight to any of the objectives. Today, the board has the opportunity to provide direction on the RENA objectives and factors it deems most important to developing the RENA plan. While we acknowledge this process can be difficult, the purpose of today's item is to share data that could be used to develop the methodologies and what that could mean to the housing unit allocation through the region. Your input will be used to develop optional methodologies and allocations that could be considered in the future for the development of the RENA plan. And I'll note you have in your packet today these maps. We have some larger printouts for you if the screen isn't necessarily showing the detail that you need. The first RENA plan objectives requires it to promote infill development while preserving open space and natural resources. The map shown here is a composite of the planned growth in your general plans in 1999 and 2013. The purple is planned job growth, the blue is planned housing growth, and the green is open space. As you can see, comparing these 2 maps, the region is already promoting more infill development in the existing urban areas and preserving a great deal of open space and natural resources. Since these land uses are already in your general plans, we see the RENA plan as having the ability to strongly meet this objective. The second objective is to increase the housing supply and mix of housing types in each jurisdiction. This chart shows the existing housing stock percentages for each jurisdiction's single and multifamily housing units. The region's average is 40% multifamily homes and 60% single-family homes. In HCD's RENA determination, 40% of the new housing units would also need to be multifamily units to accommodate the share of low and very low income housing. If this objective were to be prioritized, The jurisdictions with less than 40% multifamily units would be allocated more multifamily units to increase its mix of housing. Okay. The third objective focuses on improving the relationship between jobs and housing. More housing located near employment can lead to shorter commutes and relieve region-wide congestion. This map identifies the region's densest concentrations of jobs in what are called employment centers. The employment centers on the map represent half of all the jobs in the region. The map shows the location of different types of housing units as well. If this objective were to be prioritized, cities with dense employment centers like the City of San Diego, Carlsbad, Poway, and Escondido would be allocated a higher share of housing units to improve the jobs-housing relationship. Finally, the fourth RHNA plan objective pertains to allocating a lower proportion of housing in an income category when a jurisdiction has a disproportionately high share of households in that income category. Each jurisdiction's percent of low and very low income households is shown in this chart. If this objective were to be prioritized, a higher share of low income units would be allocated to cities with fewer low income households. Del Mar, Poway, Solana Beach, Encinitas, and Carlsbad would each receive a higher proportion of low-income housing units. Conversely, National City, Imperial Beach, El Cajon, Vista, and Escondido would receive a higher proportion of moderate and above moderate housing units. While I described the RHNA plan objectives, state law also includes RHNA plan factors. The objectives are the larger goals that the RHNA plan must accomplish. The RHNA plan factors are a little bit more technical in nature and must be accompanied by available data and can be a little bit more relevant to a given region. Like the objectives, the board could choose to prioritize a particular factor and use it in the RHNA plan. The law also allows the regional government to include other factors that it deems relevant. I'm going to provide information on two RHNA factors that were considered in the 2011 RHNA plan. First, to maximize the use of transit, the new housing could be located in jurisdictions with high-quality transit infrastructure. This map shows the half-mile radius around all high-frequency bus stops and rail stations in the region. If this factor were to be prioritized, the City of San Diego, Oceanside, National City, Chula Vista, and La Mesa would be allocated a higher share of housing units, with the goal of those units being placed close to transit stops. This type of allocation could also help jurisdictions achieve their climate action plan goals to increase development near transit and reduce vehicle miles traveled. Another factor, and this was used in the 2011 RHNA plan, focused on an allocation within the jurisdiction's planned housing capacities. As part of the regional forecast process, SANDAG met with the planning departments of each jurisdiction. The planning departments provided SANDAG with the housing capacities allowed in their local general plans. The allocation would be weighted to ensure the units in the RHNA plan would be within each jurisdiction's capacity. If a jurisdiction did not have adequate capacity for housing units, other cities could be given a higher share. As Muggs mentioned, we're here today to request direction from the board on the most important objectives and factors to be considered in the development of the RHNA plan. As you may have ascertained, the objectives and factors contain competing priorities. As mentioned in the staff report, focusing housing in urbanized areas could further the concentration of low-income housing in areas with a disproportionate share of low-income housings. Focusing housing near transit may not necessarily provide a better balance between housing and job centers. However, if a particular factor should be prioritized, SANDAG staff would work with your planning directors and the public to develop a methodology and allocation for your future consideration. The second question before you today pertains to the roles of SANDAG's board members, committees, working groups, and the public. The board of directors is required to adopt the final RHNA plan. In previous RHNA processes, the Regional Planning Committee provided a recommendation to the board prior to its adoption. The Regional Planning Technical Working Group, again made up of your planning directors, worked with stakeholders on the development of the RHNA plan methodologies and provided a recommendation to the Regional Planning Committee. During the board discussion of the RHNA determination, members expressed an interest in forming an ad hoc working group to provide additional policy input to the technical RHNA plan development. The ad hoc working group could consist of board members from each Sandag subregion and could include members of the TWIG or other stakeholders. However the board determines to structure the plan's development, our next steps include outreach to interested stakeholders who would work with the planning directors to prepare the RHNA plan allocation options over the next several months. Sandag would release a draft RHNA plan for public review in early summer 2019. We anticipate asking the board to accept the RHNA plan for planning purposes in October of 2019. Adopting for planning purposes allows local jurisdictions the full 18 months to prepare housing elements, which are due April 2021. Ultimately, the RHNA plan will be approved in accordance with state law with the final regional plan. That concludes my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We don't have any public speakers. We'll open it up to board comment and discussion. Mr. Morrison, comment and discussion.
Yeah, a few quick things. You talked about the 2011 RHNA numbers that were established. On that one, once again, it was a planning document, and from the state standpoint, all we had to do, as long as we planned for those units. In our case, I mean, we had, as our city, we said, okay, we're already the densest city in the county. We have the highest percentages of low income and also of low income housing and subsidized housing and everything else. But we said, okay, but we're along the transit centers and everything. We're going to plan toward that. So we allowed for our downtown, instead of saying everything's going to be 3 stories or 6 stories max, we did FARs and allowing, we had projects already being looked at that point, in the 20 stories or more. And so because of that, we had higher capacity. And so we got a huge number. So our numbers went up from the previous RHNA numbers to that RHNA numbers by 1,500%. And because it was only planning, so it really didn't mean a whole lot. Problem is now with what the state legislature is doing is more and more, these are not going to just be what you plan, but what you are going to actually have to build. And it's a whole new ball game, and I think the 2011 numbers need to be thrown out the window as we look at, because the world of reality has changed a lot. I think in the other concept, one of the things I think it needs to be looked at is what already exists, not only how much what your income levels are, things along that line, but how much of those different breakdowns do you already have within a jurisdiction. We're not starting off at ground zero in the year 2019. There's already pre-existing situation. And so the last thing I think we want to do, and which is mentioned in a lot of the state documents, is just cause something that just concentrates more and more low income into specific jurisdictions and doesn't in others. And one of the things that it does not allow for, as I understand it, is things that the jurisdiction has done. So in other words, if you predetermine that you're not going to build in all these areas, and that's your designation, that doesn't exclude that being considered toward your capacity. And because that's your self-determination. And so, I think there's going to have to be a very vigorous discussion on this. It's probably not going to be an easy discussion for any of us as we get into this. But still at the same time, the last thing that we want is creating situations and creating pockets that are going to cause for economic problems, jobs, and and housing imbalances, even more so going through a RHNA process. As I say, I think this is, and I've mentioned before, I think this is going to be probably, our RHNA discussions in the past have been lively, but they were only dealing with figurative numbers. Now we're dealing with mandates, and especially since this board decided to put a much higher number upon ourselves in a time that's going to be mandated and not just a planning process. Be expecting probably some very vigorous and heated, I imagine, discussions on this when we actually see what the impacts are going to be on our community. But every community is going to have to take impacts. Thank you.
Mayor Hall.
Yes, I would like to continue on as to what Ron has said. And, we've been looking at a methodology by city for ever since I've been here. And I don't know that that's the right way to look at this. And I'll give you an example. In North County, since 2010, the 5 cities have been working together to build first a strong job base and then a housing to be compatible with that. And I'll use myself as an example, and everybody knows where Palomar and El Camino is, and there's a huge job base there, well over 50,000. If you start drawing circles around that center of that job base, there are 3 cities that are closer than our village is to that job base. So if you're looking at vehicles miles traveled, and that is what we're really trying to deal with here, how close we have housing to jobs, using our cities as boundaries, at least in our area does not work. Because I'll assure you there's a lot of people that live within a 3-mile circle of our biggest job base that are not in the city of Carlsbad. And the most important thing is a job. Regardless if it's in your city or not, if those people live in your city, they're spending their money in your city, whether they work there or not. The next thing is credit for those who have tried to meet the affordable number. In our case, since the early 90s, we've had a 15% inclusionary, which means everything we have built since the early 90s, 15% of it is met to affordable. And in the last several years, that number has been 20%, which means any project coming forward has either been between 15 and 20% affordable, and we've been doing that for many years. And I don't know that all of us in this room have been doing that, and I think that deserves a credit also. Those have actually not just zoned, but met the intent of what we were trying to accomplish. So I think that needs to be looked at also.
Thank you very much. Ms. Alicia.
I agree with part of what's been said. You have to look outside the city boundaries, because I do think that having housing near job centers is important. No one wants to be stuck in traffic for 2 hours getting to their job. They have it near where they work. It works much better. It's a better sell as a real estate developer if you can get to your job from your house. It just works better. The other thing that I think is very important, and in my city, if you looked at the old housing element numbers, it's like La Mesa, capacity 9,300, El Cajon, 3,800. So obviously we're very promoting infill development. We're built out. We have no greenfield development. And we will continue to do that. I think definitely promoting infill development and protecting resources needs to be considered. I would much rather see, and I'll just say it, I'd rather see La Mesa take a little more so that someplace like the County of San Diego out in Alpine or Descanso is not having any. And I do think that it needs to be allocated in an equitable manner. So my big things, increase housing supply and mix near job centers, and by all means protect resources by allowing infill development.
Okay, thank you. There are 2 parts of this item. One was the reaction to or input to the staff on the items, goals, and issues that are related to RENA, and they are complicated, and they're oftentimes at odds with each other. And I would encourage everybody to do that. Give input to that. But the second item that I'm really anxious to know from the board is how we can begin giving more and more direction from the board as to how we want this RENA recommendations to be developed, which is the second part of this item. We do have the opportunity through our normal policy committees to do work. But my recommendation would be that we actually have a working group of board members that begin formalizing or drafting possible approaches to solving this problem. I have talked with most of you, and I've gotten some direction that would say that before we get our technical working group to come up with strong recommendations, we need to give as a board a little bit more overview and policy direction so that we shape the nature of the recommendations. But I'd be interested to hear from the board as to how we move forward. Do we put a working committee together, or do we allow it to work through the normal policy process, policy committees? Any reactions to any of this? And I'll start with Mayor Abed.
Thank you, Chair. Can you put, please, that chart of the low-income housing percentage, the green bars? Okay, yeah, that's the one. Okay, thank you. You know, I am in support of creating a supply of housing and mixed housing in the area. We are doing more than our fair share in Escondido. I also support to promote the improved relationship between jobs and the housing in the region. But the biggest concern for me is, and for the first time, I probably believe in distribution of wealth. So what Mayor Morrison said, I totally agree with you. And I think we cannot continue with that scenario. Look at National City, the top 5 cities, we are at the 50%, and we're going to provide 11,800 housing units the next few years in the downtown area. However, this imbalance would create an economic impact. The median household income would be a criteria for the kind of businesses and the kind of jobs that they're going to come to your city. So I do believe that we have to avoid the concentration of low-income housing in the jurisdiction that already has a disproportionate high share of low-income housing. That's going to be a key policy for us to move forward with the RENA number. Seth, you mentioned that Escondido would get more allocation of moderate housing unit because of that, or can you just explain that?
What the RENA objective states is that it's not an overconcentration of any type of housing units. So since a jurisdiction that has a higher proportion of low-income housing units, they would therefore need to have a higher RENA allocation of moderate and above moderate units to offset the existing imbalance. So it works both. It kind of works both ways.
So the policy is going in a direction to create more balance.
Correct.
And I don't want to name the cities who have 18% and 16%. Just don't want to. It's there for you to see. So. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor Blakespeare.
Yes, I think Mayor Hall made a great point about the primacy of jobs and the idea of looking, he was suggesting drawing a circle around the job centers, but I think the sub-regional idea of saying what cities are around these jobs and particularly how are people getting there, so on the road, so not as the crow flies, but as somebody's driving or walking or biking to the job, how close are they? So I think that's a really great idea, and I would like to volunteer also to be on the ad hoc working group if one is created. Thank you.
Ms. Alicia, do you have other comments?
To the second part that we were supposed to comment on, I think it's very important to have the Twig people weigh in because they are our hands on the feet in our cities. I don't know if we need to form our ad hoc group before or after they do, probably before just to get some feedback. And I do think it needs to go through regional planning. We often get a lot of comments at regional planning. And I'd too volunteer to be on any ad hoc committee. I mean, I'll wear, I don't know which hat I'll be wearing, my developer hat or my council hat, but I can wear both.
Okay. Thank you very much. Lori Zapp.
Thank you. The mayor wanted to be here today, and he was actually selected to be on a jury. And I'm like, wow, okay. He's on a jury today, but he will be here for the press event. So I just want, he did want me to give the recommendation that he is good, feels comfortable with, and that is exactly what Ms. Alicio just said, that this should go through regional planning and the board. However, if you're looking at an ad hoc group, or I believe I was on that type of group in 2011. There was a group of us. We had recommendations, and then it went to the regional planning group. Okay, I am definitely not volunteering. I did my time in 2011, but it was. I think that's fine, probably with the mayor's office. We don't need to like another whole standalone group, but just to dive in and give recommendations. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Supervisor Horn.
Yeah, I just want to bring up a small fairness issue here. You got the County of San Diego with a large number of people. You got the County of San Diego on 7 different properties in various cities, Escondido, City of San Diego, and we've put $25 million in the low-cost housing. We're getting no credit for that. So I would like to see us, at least for what we have done and what we are spending, I think it's a fairness issue. We should get some credit for that, even though we're dealing in the cities. And by the way, all your cities are in the County of San Diego.
Mayor Hall.
Just real quick, I support the technical working group, and I've served on that before and would appreciate the opportunity also.
Clarification, the technical working group is already established.
Okay.
And you're recommending that we use them
And an ad hoc committee.
Oh, okay. Any further comments?
I do.
Go ahead.
Well, on the job centers that you've got circled here, a lot of these job centers are your higher paid jobs. These are $100,000 or more areas here where a lot of the high tech jobs are located. So I don't really know that that's where the low income housing should go. Next to those, I'm not. I don't know the answer, but it just seems, I know a lot, I've said this before, that up in, I heard Legoland, the owner of Legoland says a lot of the people who work in their hotels, they live in Chula Vista. And they commute there. So I don't know where, I don't know if you can track it or not, but where do more of the low-income households work? Is that really at these job centers, at these high-end job centers, or not? I don't know that. So I'm kind of leery about the circles that are on here. So I don't know if we can track that or, how you do that. But these job centers are not the low-income job centers.
Okay, those are all good comments, and I think the time is worthy. Did you get some useful work or to proceed on? I think what I'm hearing would be that we would follow the normal processes of TWIG and regional planning, but I may take it on my own to ask some board members to come together to do some initial rolling up your sleeves and coming up with some ideas that we could bring back to the board. This is awfully complicated, and I'm afraid if it's dumped directly on us without some struggling ahead of time and some work done ahead of time, it's going to be very painful. And so I would like to put a small group of, maybe by region, one person by region or whatever, to help us sort through this a little bit so that we have not only a staff presentation, we have a TWIG input, our normal processes, but we have some board salting the menu as well. And if that's okay, I will proceed in doing that, unless I hear any objections. Okay, anything else? We will close that item. Thank you very much. And we will take a 10-minute break, and start with item number 2 in 10 minutes. And that will be in a closed session. Okay, I'd like to call back into session the Board of Directors meeting for September 14th. We've been in closed session, and I would like our legal counsel, Sandy McDonough, to bring us out of closed session.
So the board does not have any reportable actions at this time from closed session.
Okay, thank you. The next item on our agenda today is to approve the final terms of employment for our new executive director. This moment is the culmination of a year of hard work since the retirement of our former executive, Gary Gallegos. I would like to thank our recruiter, Pam Derby, who's sitting up at the table, and the recruitment subcommittee for all the time and effort they put into moving this process forward. We've held public meetings, we've reached out to stakeholders, interviewed candidates, and spent considerable time contemplating this very important decision. I firmly believe that we have found the ideal candidate for the job. The board selected the current candidate on August 17th and directed the vice chair and me to negotiate terms consistent with its direction. The final step in this process is to approve the terms and conditions of the contract, and I'd like to ask Pam to review those at this time. Pam?
Good morning. As I go through the terms and conditions, please note that we have provided you with a report and attachment regarding this item. The attachment lists the terms that I will be reviewing. If approved by the board, the following terms and conditions will be incorporated into an at-will executive employment agreement. The candidate would be employed as Sandag Executive Director beginning on Monday, December 3rd, 2018, for a period of 3 years with an automatic renewal for another 3-year term at the end of the initial contract period, unless notice is given by either party 120 days prior to the contract end date of the intent not to renew. Further, the candidate would be required to provide 120 days notice of his intent to resign from this position. It is proposed that the candidate would have an annual salary of $414,149 and would be eligible for a bonus each year up to 7% of base salary for superior performance and exceeding goals. The bonus award would be entirely at the board's discretion. The candidate's performance would also be formally evaluated by the board each year, and he may receive a salary increase based on the results of the annual review. The benefits to be offered are the same as those provided to the former executive director and are similar to what is seen at many other agencies. These include a vehicle allowance of $1,000 per month, participation in the CalPERS pension plan, and participation in a supplemental retirement plan with a Sandag contribution of the maximum permitted by the IRS. The candidate would also receive 28 days of paid time off annually with the option to cash out 120 hours of PTO each year. All premiums for health, disability, and life insurance would be fully paid. There are 11 observed and 2 floating holidays. A management benefit would be offered that is equivalent to 2.5% of the candidate's annual salary. A cell phone allowance would be included equal to $160 per month. The last benefit would be access to an executive health program valued at up to $6,000 per year. The executive director's employment would be at will, but if termination is not for cause, the executive director would receive 6 months' notice of such termination and would also receive a severance equal to 6 months' base salary upon execution of a mutually agreeable release. Finally, the candidate would receive up to $10,000 in relocation assistance, which is standard to what has been offered to other agency executives. This amount may not be used for temporary housing. At this time, I would like to turn things back to the chair, and I would be happy to answer any questions regarding these terms and conditions.
Are there any questions for Pam? Do we have any speaker slips? We have no public speakers on this item, so I will close the public speaking segment. Now I would like to call on the subcommittee, the search committee members to make any comments they would like to, and then I'll open it up for board comments and thoughts. So are there anybody that would like to make comments?
Sure.
Mayor Abed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. You know, I have been privileged to work with my colleagues on the hiring subcommittee for now, 3 months, 4 months, you know, my experience and the subcommittee experience is that was really a very unique process. I've been involved personally in hiring city managers, city attorneys, whatever. But this position is unique for Sandag. It's a big operation. The entire future of the transportation network is at stake. The economic future of San Diego as a region is at stake. It's a very unique position that requires certain skills. And in my opinion, that the subcommittee has recommended the best to take Sandag to the next level. There are hundreds of millions of dollars in economic prosperity at stake. There is a quality of life at stake by creating the efficient transportation network. And I understand the compensation package in the public sector is high, but nevertheless, that's what we have. And I think if you want the best, we have to pay comparable packages. My understanding from the company that we hired that this package that seems high with a lot of benefits. It is comparable to the state position. It's very competitive. So if you want to hire the best, you have to pay competitive packages and benefits, and I will be supporting the recommendations.
Thank you. Mayor Salas.
Yes, thank you very much. And I, too, was privileged to serve on the search committee, and I know that this was a thorough nationwide search, and that there was a lot of outreach and publicity trying to attract qualified candidates in this search. We went through 2 rounds. We did make an offer to the first round candidate, but that didn't work out, so we went out a second time. And that's not to say that this candidate wouldn't have been our top choice in the first round, but it was stated by the candidate that he did not apply at that time in deference to our interim executive director, Ms. Kim Kawada. To pick this candidate was not a difficult choice because the experience, the knowledge, the record of achievement that this candidate has proven was heads above any other candidate that we had. Our former executive director, Gary Gallegos, served us very well for very many years, but Gary's compensation was less than the normal for other heads of organizations like Sandag. And so it was really hard to look at the salary requirements of this, but I truly believe that we need to start moving Sandag forward, and we can't waste any more time. We can't lose any more ground, and that this is the right candidate for us at this time.
Any other comments from the subcommittee? Comments from the board? Ms. Alicio.
I would echo what both mayors have said. I think that we need someone who has the strength to carry Sandag into the future, to leverage money, and this is a lot of money to pay someone. It makes me moderately horrified, but I do think we have someone who can do what we have outlined in our plan of excellence, who can bridge across who has a lot of experience herding cats, which he's going to need, and I am happy that we have found him.
Other comments? Mayor Desmond.
Well, are we going to release the name?
We will once we make an action.
Okay. I don't have a comment.
Are there any board members who have any other comments? Mr. Lowry.
I need the public to realize that this was a very difficult decision for us to make as a group, and that the quality of discussion that has taken place among the members here was very thoughtful of how this affects our community in general, in the entire county. It is critical that people trust the work that the Sandag Board is doing. And for me, as an individual board member, I'm always addressing the public and telling them what Sandag actually does, as recently as yesterday. So it's something that comes up routinely that we have to pay attention to. So when we come together in a meeting like this, I am pleased to be a part of this group that carries on in-depth discussion so that we give the best decision that we can to the community of San Diego, the entire county in particular. So thank you, all of you, for the work you have done on this. Thank you.
Any other comments? Mr. Voss, do you have any?
I got nothing.
Do I hear a motion of approval?
So moved.
Mayor Alicio or Councilmember Alicio, and is there a second? Second from Mr. Lowry.
I would like to offer a substitute motion.
And is recognizing Mr. Desmond. Go ahead.
Okay, I believe the person that we have identified is actually the best person in the state. I think this person has the best qualifications, the best background, and has the qualifications. And I do think he's the best person in the state for the job. However, the compensation package here is extraordinary, and it's more than this board has agreed to before. So what I see in the compensation package, what I don't see are the specific performance measures to which this person is going to be held to. And I think we should make this contract, I'm okay with the contract as long as we come up with and have agreed to performance measures that equal the value of the contract before it is fully accepted. So that would be my substitute motion to accept the contract, accept the proposal for employment today, but have it tied to agreed to or performance measures before it's fully accepted.
Or if the motion and the second would accept your recommendation, then we can vote on the original motion.
Well, that would be up to them.
Mayor Alicio, or Councilman Alicio.
I would accept that so long as this happens in an extremely expedient manner.
All right with Mr. Lowry. I agree.
And could we just find out from council, is that an acceptable approach if, for example, we couldn't come up with agreeable performance measures, would the contract agreement be null and void at that point?
It would depend on the terms put in, but that term could be placed in the contract, and the candidate would have to agree to that term.
Okay, the motion before the floor now is to accept the terms of the agreement and develop the performance measures, and that if the performance measures are not agreed to, we would not accept the final contract. Is that correct?
That would be, yes, that's the amendment I would like.
Any questions or comments regarding the proposed motion?
Just a comment, Mr. Chair. I think in the interview process, we made sure that whoever we hire is to make sure he worked with the community and to build and restore the public trust. That was a very important goal for our decision making. And this executive director, that would be part of the goals and performance standard as well.
Sandy, could I ask you to read the motion or the proposal?
The one on the screen?
Yes.
Okay. The Board of Directors is asked to discuss and approve the proposed salary, benefits, and other terms of employment for the Executive Director position. Authorize the Chair to execute an at-will executive employment agreement with the candidate selected by the Board in closed session on August 17, 2018, including such terms, and approve an update to the fiscal year 2019 salary schedule to include the proposed Executive Director salary.
And we need to add the additional bullet.
Right.
Which is the performance measures.
The final recommendation from the Board of Directors would be to add performance measures to the proposed employment agreement with the candidate. And if the performance measures cannot be agreed upon between the candidate and the board by at least December 3rd, 2018, then the contract would be withdrawn.
Does everybody understand the motion? Let's vote, please.
She left.
Maribed.
They don't have San Diego.
Lemon Grove. Push your button. Ron Morrison's not here. San Diego A. Solana Beach is gone. Okay.
Hang on.
May I have a couple-minute recess? May I call for a recess?
Okay.
If it takes a vote, then that's it.
I think let's do the recess for 10 minutes.
No, I mean less than that. 5?
5 minutes, okay.
Thank you.
5-minute recess. Vote is still pending. Back together, please. We have a couple of members who are still in conference, so we'll have to tread water for a minute.
Just to clarify, when I accepted the amendment of the motion, it was that we proceed, but the performance measures be determined before he takes over. Is that, yes, okay. Not contingent necessarily, but will happen, because otherwise, why are we voting at all? It's the contingency is not the contract. The contingency is the establishment of the performance measures before he takes over. Right.
What's important is that ultimately today, if you're going to vote on a contract, all the terms of that contract are as consistent with what you have in front of you without any contingencies.
Right. It's an internal contingency. It's not having a contract.
It's determining performance measures
that
will be applied at the end of the year.
And that's what I thought.
I want to mention to the board that during the recess, I did contact the candidate, and he is unable to accept a contract that is contingent upon some other action because that person has to resign from his other job, and he's reluctant to do that unless he has a firm commitment from his new employer, which is understandable. So my thought is that we would proceed with this approval and make a commitment by the board to work with the candidate on performance measures to be presented as draft to the board on October 12th. That way we can move forward with the selection, and we can get moving on with this effort. I fully understand the board's desire that this contract be tied to firm performance measures, and in fact, I think it says that in the agreement. It says performance evaluations and performance measures will be made. So that would be my recommendation, but we are in the midst of a vote.
And again, I think that was what my motion said.
That was your intent?
Yes, the intent of my motion. Would you restate that? Yes, it would be to approve the contract with what Mayor Desmond wanted, performance measures to be determined by the board before he takes office.
But the contract is not contingent on those performance measures.
Not in the legal sense.
Okay, so that was my intent.
All right, so I want clarification on that because I think that we're getting into a real gray area, and I want to make sure about what I'm voting on. I heard you say that the applicant will not accept any contract contingent on something else. But then we're voting on a contingency. But that's where you split hairs.
If I'm not mistaken, what you're saying and the substitute motion you accepted from Mr. Desmond are not right now in sync.
So you need a new motion or a substitute.
You need a new motion.
Is there any motion on the floor? I don't believe there is. There's one motion. There's one motion, middle of the vote.
We're in the middle of voting on one.
Ultimately, the maker of the motion is the one who controls what you intended. So if you need to clarify that, that might be helpful for the body.
Then I'm putting a substitute out.
It would be that the contract be offered with the proviso or contingency, not legal on whether the contract will be accepted or not, that the board establish performance measures prior to December 3rd. And the contingency, for lack of a better word, the contract's not contingent on this happening. The board is obligating itself to this happening.
It's an obligation of the board to come up with a performance.
Correct. I'm the maker of the motion.
But then if that is unacceptable, then what happens? I think the cleaner way to do it would just be to go back withdraw that, do the original motion, and then take a second independent vote on the, yes.
And I'm willing to withdraw my motion.
Second.
Okay.
Okay, so we are going to withdraw that motion that is currently being voted upon.
Yeah, how do I clear my?
They'll do it.
Okay.
They'll do it.
All right.
They'll erase everything.
Okay.
Okay.
So now we're going back to the original motion.
That's correct.
Okay, I move the original motion, the original recommendation of the staff.
And I will second the original motion that I made originally with a friendly amendment. Oh, second.
Just do the original motion. So there's a motion from Mayor Salas and a second from Councilman Alicio. Any further clarifications?
I'll make a substitute motion that has the contingency that we do the performance measures and have those agreed to before accepting the contract.
Okay, there is a substitute motion on the floor that would approve the contract but make it contingent upon the agreement of performance measures. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is there a second? There is no second? Okay. That motion fails. We are back to the original motion. Please vote. Solana Beach not here. Santee. Voting is closed. That passes 86% to 26%. So thank you very much. Is there an additional motion? No, this is the performance measures.
I would move that the board establish performance measures prior to December 3rd for the criteria on which the new director will be evaluated on.
I will second that.
Mr. Voss seconds. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor, please vote. Everybody vote. Okay, thank you. Now that the board has approved the terms and conditions and authorized me to execute the employment contract, I will do so now and then announce our new executive director. Do we have anything? Where's my... We will. Just a second. We're supposed to, the media folks say, do something. Steve, come close.
And watch you sign?
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Thank you. One more.
Spelled your name wrong.
After this, it's perfectly. I'm very pleased to announce that our next executive director is Hassan Igrata. Hassan currently runs the largest municipal planning organization in the nation, the Southern California Association of Governments, SCAG. He's run a big organization like ours, in fact, even bigger than ours, for sure, and he's run it very well. He has the connections we need at the state and federal level to bring in future funding for our San Diego region. And most importantly, he's a proven consensus builder. SCAG is about 10 times the size of Sandag, and he makes that organization work. He's a heavy hitter. We need to bring in a heavy hitter because we have heavy lifting to do. Getting our projects done, like our Mid-Coast and Otay Mesa East projects, getting our regional plan done, raising local funds to turn our plans into reality requires us to work with our state and federal partners. Most of all, we need to build consensus in this community. We have different views of our future, and it's important that we work hard to bring those views together. That is the core value of what makes Sandag work. Hassan has a track record of success at SCAG, doing the very things we need him to do here. He's nationally respected. He regularly guides a large board through difficult decisions, and he helped the greater metropolitan area of Los Angeles secure a massive amount of local funding to build transportation infrastructure. We're hoping that he can help us as well. He is the right person at the right time on behalf of the Sandag Board. We congratulate him and look forward to working with him. At this time, we will be recessing the closing the open session of the board. We are going to be asking the candidate Hassan to join us in the conference room next door, and we encourage the board members to come and talk with Hassan. We will have a media event there to introduce him to the community in conference room 7 this time. So without ado, I would close this meeting and adjourn.